Welcome back to my channel. This is Travel with Ola, and today I just want to narrate my experience visiting the city of Chicago. And I just have just 24 hours to do all this. I started the tour bright and early at Millennium Park. In the heart of the park is the iconic beam, officially known as the Clark Gate. It's actually reflecting the original city on its mirror-like surface, as well as the city's skyline. This happens to be number one on my to-do list, so you understand why I started my day. Also, I was walking around the park, feeling the city's pulse through the blends of art and architecture, including the Wrigley Square and other spaces for different activities. It's actually a busy place where you see all the activities. And from there, you can walk around the street, look at all the building that surrounds the park. There are activities going on. I think on this particular day, there was a marathon that was happening, and there were so many participants that I met on the way. And it's just very, very interesting. That's the Wrigley Square at my background there. Then from there, I went to visit a long-term friend. He actually lives in the iconic Sky Deck Tower, and from there you can see the view that's overlooking the Chicago River. It was actually a very good sight. You can see a lot of buildings in the background. You can see other skyscraper, but because this one is very tall, I think it's I should be on the 45th floor if I can remember clearly. Then also you can see all the activities taking place on the riverside. It's actually very interesting because people pay money to see it, but I was lucky because my friend is living there. And when I left the place, I passed through the Wabash Avenue just to see what the city looks like. As expected, of a big city, there are people moving up and down the street. I was able to do some sightseeing. And I must confess, Chicago is the place where I've seen the most start. Let me say the first time, because after that, I've seen more New York. These are other places that I go. Then there is the Chicago over the north side, where you have the building. Behind me, you have the tower that belongs to Donald Trump. They call it the Donald Trump Tower. And I was in this area, just overlooking the Ohio streets, taking a side of traffic, out of this area. Then you can see the Ohio streets. And one of the things I love doing is capturing all the street names, the signposts around the street, seeing traffic that's coming and going, and it's actually very interesting. Then I was also doing Chicago Loop. Mostly, most of the stuff that happened just by the Chicago River start. You can see the buildings, as many of the buildings I visited, they are all together adorned with skyline. It's actually a very sight to behold. Then, one of the things I normally do is when I go to places and I have very little time on my mind, I always try to take the river tour. So in this case, I opted for the Chicago River tour on a riverboat cruise. And like I said, I normally do this whenever I'm short on time, as it usually affords me the opportunity to see many places in one go. This tour turned out to be a journey back in time for me, spanning the Chicago's architectural history. I was able to see how the city came back from the Great Chicago Fire that we learn about right in our school days. And By this place, you can see the architectural wonders, which you see at every turn, with each building having a story as captivating as the city itself. On the open deck, I could marvel at the stony architecture lining the Chicago River. The tour guide is one knowledgeable person who told us about the story, especially the Chicago River that they made to flow back because they don't want it to continue to pollute the Michigan Lake. And then you get to a point where you need to wait for the gate to be opened, and the place actually needs to fill up because the Chicago River is actually on a lower side, and so the water needs to fill up before it levels with the Michigan Lake, and then you can continue the journey. It's actually a very wonderful experience. Then you can see all the landmark and every skyscraper as the Chicago River empties into the Lake Michigan. And notable among this building, like I said, is the Donald Trump Tower. And I think I'm getting used to Donald Trump Tower every time I go to the US now, because I think I saw about 2 of them when I was in the New York. And yeah, then you can see all the buildings, the skyscrapers. It's as if all of them are bundled in one place, looking from the river. Then from then I took a step across the Chicago downtown. That's the Sheraton Hotel. Looking at some of the traffic, everything. Actually, on this part, I was on my way to the Navy Pier, because it's also one popular tourist attraction that is always listed as a place to visit whenever you go to Chicago. And yeah, so let me just allow you to see some of the video I was able to capture. So like I said, the next stop is the Navy Pier. This bustling hub offers more than just stunning views of Lake Michigan. The pier was alive with the sound of laughter, music. There were so many people crowded there. The activities, the rides, and what have you. And then there is the Ferris wheel tower overhead, which, as expected, offers panoramic view of Lake Michigan and the city skyline. And like the saying go, from what I learned, Navy Pier is where the pulse of Chicago beats the loudest. And some of the attraction, as you can see in the background, includes the rides, the Centennial Ferris wheel, the carousel. There is also the drop tower, the wave swinger, the teacup, mini golf, and so many activities to do. I could actually spend the whole day there, but because I was short on time, so I was just trying to put everything together. So you can see the Centennial wheel, which mostly is called the Ferris wheel. It was said to be the 4th biggest in the world. From what I gathered when I was doing the research, it's actually big, very big. Okay, so from this point, I was already making my way to the other part of the city, leaving the skyscrapers behind, because one of the things I've been doing lately is whenever I travel, I try to look for somewhere where I can get something to eat. And this, what I've been doing is to look for where I can get the local Nigerian delicacy. And I think I was lucky because I was able to locate a very nice Nigerian place where I can eat the local pounded yam, what we call inyo, and it was very nice. I was already famished, and every bit of the taste was worth it. So, well, I've been doing that over time because I know in most cities of the world, you will find a Nigerian there. If you find a Nigerian living there, then you are going to see them serving their food. That is part of Nigerian culture. The people, their food, those are part of the people that makes up the people. Well, then I actually went through the North Clark Street. There are some shops all over the area. It's actually a very big place, intersection of many roads. There are many traffic along the street. Then it also gave me the opportunity to see Chicago from a different lens, from a different perspective. Um, just not only about skyscrapers, but also people, everyday people moving around, going about their activities and all. It was a very wonderful experience for me. It was like a dream that I've had. So, and as the night drew nearer, I was able to reflect on my journey through Chicago's iconic landmarks and capture the evening skyline to summarize a day filled with wonder, adventure, and the timeless allure of the windy city. I must say, every corner I turn in this city tells a story, and even in just one day, I began uncovering details that make Chicago a city like no other. At this point, I must say I thank you for going on this journey with me. And if you have enjoyed my little adventure, kindly like and subscribe to my channel for more interesting trips that I plan to post at intervals. Each will obviously follow my little discoveries. And until then, ciao.